So quick update on my automatic tire inflator slash air cannon pressurizer. I got my solenoid valve in the mail today. So this is the part that's done so far, and it does work. So here you can see the pressure reading from the oil pressure sensor. Here I've got my Raspberry Pi wired up. The solenoid is 12 volts and the Pico 2040 needs 5 volts. So right now I have two different buck converters. I have this one that's set for 5 volts, and then I have this one over here that's set at 12 volts. These are just like 50 cents each or something off eBay. To allow the Raspberry Pi to turn the solenoid on and off, this is a teeny tiny MOSFET that works great, and I actually stole that off a motherboard. Fun fact, motherboards are usually full of these power MOSFETs. Reason being, the motherboard gets power from the power supply at like 3 volts, but most CPUs take power at like 1 volt or 2 volts. So there's additional power supplies, switching mode power supplies that these guys power all over the motherboard. So you may have a CPU that runs at like 1.5 volts at 100 amps, which is crazy. I mean, you could weld with the power supply from the motherboard, which is just insane. Anyways, sorry to get sidetracked. So this all works. You can hear it clicking. When the pressure drops below 40, the solenoid valve is going to open. Because this takes no time at all to pressurize, it immediately jumps up to whatever pressure is in the pipe. So 40 point, there we go, turns off, 42.3. It's going to go down. Almost there. So then the next steps are actually to wrap all this up so that it's not just a mess of wires, and make it so it's actually usable in the shop. I thought about powering it by 8 AA batteries, then I can take 12 and I can take 5 volts or 6 volts off of 4 of them. And don't worry, now just my supply of air is getting low, that's why it's clicking. But I really like using these Ryobi batteries to power everything, so I'm probably going to keep it with the buck converters. The MOSFET doesn't get hot at all because, you know, RDS on modern day in-channel MOSFETs is crazy low, so no heat's generated as long as you get all the way to the saturation range and you don't hang out in the middle. So anyways, that's it. Fun project, making progress.